Hello, good morning. Hi, Natalia. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I want to say hi to all the creadoras, the creators who are listening to us today. And today we are going to talk about a very, very interesting and important theme if we really want to make significant change in our lives and release whatever is blocking and moving into really a new story. And throughout my experience as a coach and my personal life, there have been moments where the smallest belief changes inside of us, and then it's like the universe opens up with opportunities. And I've seen it again and again. And I couldn't be happier to be here with Natalia, because not only she has so many techniques and practices, but I'm going to speak about a very specific one that I also want to learn so much about, that I see as this really huge transformation, this shift that you can make in that one moment where you release what you need to release and you embrace the possibilities. So if this theme excites you, I want to introduce Natalia, and I'm going to read because I don't want anything to be missed out. Natalia is a subconscious expert and therapist for successful women and fempreneurs. I love these fempreneurs. It's amazing. She helps her high-achieving and freedom-driven clients break through the old patterns and remove all mental blockages which stand in their way to be self-assured and confident queens who feel seen, valued, and loved in private and professional relationships. Like, I'm in, everyone's in for this, right? I think anyone can connect to your mission. And one of the things that you do, and we'll talk about that later, Natalia, is really this, I just want to leave the topic in the air, which is the rapid transformational therapy, which is really a technique that is maybe the evolution and expansion of the desire of people to not have to go through an enduring a process that's heavy and painful, because really people looking at their past in this way, and maybe this is what prevents people. And I really love this and let's talk about it later, but it's just to leave this in the air, how there is opportunity beyond a heavy path. Let's say it like this. Okay, Natalia, first, how did you get here? What was your leap of faith? And tell us about you and your path to reach this moment.
First of all, thank you so much for having me and for this beautiful introduction. It's amazing, and I am really happy to talk with you and to be able to actually share about my story and also how rapid transformational therapy changed my own life and why I'm doing this right now. But before all that, before I was Natalia, hypnotherapist, rapid transformational therapy practitioner. Well, I was this Natalia who was very multi-passionate always and freedom-driven woman, who somehow felt stuck in this average, mediocre life.
Yes.
And short story is that basically in 1 year I was struggling, that I lost my job. I used to work in fashion. I thought it was my big passion, but now I know it was just my ego who was searching for this external validation. So I lost this. Then I broke up with my boyfriend. Also, I thought it was the one and only. And also I had this moment when they faced the doctor found some little tumor in my face, and I was like, this is just some kind of joke.
Definitely a big message.
Exactly. So all this was happening in the period of within 1 year. And it sounds kind of tough right? Moments. But actually, all these events, they showed me that, okay, I have a choice, and we always have choice. We can stay in this moment of being a victim of our own lives, or I can move through it stronger. I can make something from it. And that was the moment when I said, like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. But there was a lot of moments in my life like that, but that was the one of the most important. And I said, like, okay, I'm done. I choose the option number 2. I am taking the life into my hands, and I'm gonna change it.
I just loved it because, Natalia, many times I don't think we make that choice, or first we may think that there's no choice because there's no connection to the how, right? So I'm interested that you tell me how. So you made a decision, the second choice, which is to move beyond this, to transform, to transcend.
Yeah.
So what were the steps you chose to choose it?
So it wasn't easy. In my case, it came through huge pain of the heartbreak of being so frustrated. I felt within, and I know that sounds a little bit cliche, like you are made for more. Oh my God, like everyone is saying this, right? And I'm like, ugh. But I really deeply felt that within me there. That was something telling me, like, this is not your life. Like, you really came here to do something bigger or more important. And then you know what happened? I became very triggered again by my mother, who was telling me, I don't really understand why you didn't study this psychology. What happened? Because back uh, back some time ago, I supposed to study psychology, but life happened, and unfortunately, I've chosen different path. But that was always in my mind. It was like this, I don't know, like the like some voice behind your head, which is so annoying. You are like, just shut, what up, right? Just please. And that voice was just there, and I was hearing every single day, why you didn't study the psychology, Natalia? You are such a great coach, and people around me, everyone at my family, my friends, they were always telling me, oh, you would be such a good psychologist, you would be such a good coach. And I was like, what's wrong with you people?
But it's interesting how you receive the messages.
Yes,
again and again.
It was the universe, like, bringing me the message all the time, until one day I started to look for, I was even thinking to go back to study psychology. So I started to check in universities. Actually, I am very interested in neuropsychology, so I was even checking this. And then one day I found somehow Marisa appeared. It was one of those days.
It's like amazing. Yes.
Yeah. And I was very sad. And I was like this, after this, heartbroken. And I didn't know what to do. And I was trying to also build a career in this corporate life. But I was getting no and no and no's and rejections and rejections. I was like, this, it can't be possible. I'm not that bad. But eventually I found out about Marisa, and I don't know, I've seen her maybe on Instagram or somewhere. I just signed up for her masterclass, and I was listening to her. I was like watching, observing her, and I was like, my body was telling, like the body, it's telling you, this is it. This is what I want to do. And I knew, and within 1 week, and I was also the person who really struggled with making decisions. I was always like, oh my God, what to do, what to choose. With this, I just knew. In 1 week, I was already studying with Marisa Peer.
Wow. Wow. And I love how you say that, like the doors close, and you couldn't choose other things maybe that you thought were, or the more traditional, or what you were meant to do. And then when you end up, it's like this funnel. And then when you end up there, your soul just resonates with you, saying, "This is it. This is it."
Yeah.
I loved it.
And I felt amazing. It just felt good. It just felt like within, I was like, oh, that's it. This is it.
Wow.
I want to do it all my life. I don't want to struggle with work or with other things. I just want to do this and help people. Because I always wanted to help people. I also realized that after working with my own mind and using hypnosis and rapid transformational therapy. That was something I just came here to do.
It's amazing, Natalia. So what is rapid transformational therapy?
Rapid transformational therapy. It's therapeutic approach which helps people to and give tools to actually understand what is the root cause of their presenting problem. And in difference with other therapeutic approaches or methods or therapies do, they focus on the symptoms. You know, even the example of being addicted of drinking. We send people to rehab, right? And they get out and okay, they don't drink, but they found another addiction. And I know people who stopped to do drugs or drinks, and they are right now running all the marathons possible around the world. That's another addiction. And why is this happening? Because we didn't cure the root cause of the real problem. And
yes,
rapid transformational therapy has this powerful approach to connect with your subconscious mind. And for that, we use hypnosis.
Within rapid transformational therapy, you use hypnosis to get to the root cause of what is creating an undesirable reality, undesirable for you.
Exactly. So rapid transformational therapy use hypnosis to make this beautiful connection with your subconscious mind. So we go beyond the logical, analytical, critical mind, which is most of the time telling you, oh my God, you are so weak, you are not good enough, you can't do this, again, you're gonna fail, stay where you are, here it's safe. So we go beyond that. And for this specific moment or stage during the therapy, I use hypnosis. Because according to science, in hypnosis, what is happening? We are suggestible. Our mind is extremely suggestible. Our mind is like this little kid from 0 to 7. They are just absorbed as little sponge, you know? They're like,
yes,
okay.
that's what I want to ask is why, if for the people who are listening and are just diving in with us for the first time, why is it important to speak with the subconscious mind? Because what happens is that is consciously we want something and we try so hard to get that something or achieve that. But if our unconscious mind is not in alignment because there's trauma or fear associated, it's just as much as we try it. And that's why it's so frustrating. And that's what also originates this cycle. So why is it important to speak to the subconscious mind, Natalia?
According again to science, 95% of any decision we make every single day, any emotions, behavior, actions we take, those are based on our subconscious mind. And that means just 5% is based on your logical mind. That's why so many people comes to me and say, I know what to do. I've done already everything. I've tried everything and I still can't get through it. You know, like I just run these circles over and over again. Or they say, you know, it's like I see the door and I know where to go, but I just can't find a key to open them.
Yes, I'm sure so many people relate to that. And it's because in the subconscious mind will be stored a limiting belief that may say, I can't do it, or that life is hard, or that something is difficult, or even impossible, right? So can you tell me some of the shifts, or what occurs after rapid transformational therapy?
Yes.
What are the possibilities?
Just before, I wanted to also say something which is very
Yes,
important.
yes, yes.
With the subconscious mind, why rapid transformational therapy it's so powerful and actually can give you the quick results in 1 to 3 sessions. It's because
Wow, that's quick.
we work the main approach is to understand how and when the unhelpful belief was formed by the person. And what I mean by that, look, it's actually not what is happening us, what is hurting. It's the belief we create based on that situation in our life. So with rapid transformational therapy, what we are doing, we are going back for that little moment into the past during the hypnosis. So we go, and your brilliant subconscious mind, it's unbelievable, but it always knows, and it will bring the session, the scene, the event from your life, which is crucial to understand what have happened, that you have that unhelpful belief, such as I'm not good enough, I must always fail, or the love is not available to me. You know, those are very strong core beliefs. So many people, most of us, actually have, and needs to work on them.
Yes.
I am different. This is a very strong core belief too. This is not available for me. So when your subconscious mind thinks and have, it's full of those beliefs, no matter what you're gonna do in your life and how much money you're gonna invest, for example, in marketing strategy to get your clients or to build your business, but subconsciously you think, you believe that I must always fail. Success is not available for me. I'm not good enough. So how people will come to me? It's impossible. That's why
There are
it's so.
there's so many, right? And you just named a few.
Yeah.
And then life will reflect back those
Mhm.
beliefs that are unconscious.
Exactly.
So this deep dive, it's really important. And I think it's very interesting, the rapid transformational therapy, because usually it is associated, looking back or looking at the beliefs, as I was saying in the beginning, is associated with a difficult path, a strongly emotional path. And what I see many people avoid looking in,
Yeah.
but through that, there's the light will come out of the darkness,
Yeah.
right? So you will first need to address it. And I think that what I see happening is more and more lighter ways, quicker ways, expanded ways that allow people to look inside themselves. I start seeing so many therapies and practices, and from circles to rapid transformational therapy, that create this lightness of moving forward in a way that's not painful, or it's not that it's not painful, because it will always be emotional to look within, but it's to look within knowing that the light is on the other side, the relief, the liberation that we so much seek is through this path, right? So what was most interesting for you in terms of this expansion, this possibility to see what? Can you talk a bit about that?
Well, for me, it was blow minding. It blew my mind.
Yes.
When I did that first time by myself, like with therapists on me, I was like, that's unbelievable. Because I was seeing psychologists, different therapists since some time, and I just felt like I'm in the same place. I remember one woman who's telling me, "No, Natalie, you don't love yourself," and I'm like, "How I don't love myself? Of course I do. I do this and that," but I couldn't get it on this very deep level. And when I do rapid transformational therapy, It's so powerful. And as you said, yes, we go back to the past, but also I create that space that people feel safe and they know that we are not reliving. We are just visiting and analyzing. So I am guiding them through this process so they understand, because understanding its power. When we can understand, oh my God, that's it. That's why I have this belief.
Yes.
There is just like click in your mind, which more often we can't get that stage by just talk therapy. It's very difficult.
Yes.
Get this
It also depends on because I also believe that there's this myriad of options, and we will be guided to the ones that will best suit us, right?
Yeah,
I feel that, yes, more and more you can see like an expansion, because also based on the desires that people will have. And I love how you said it's mind-blowing, because that's what the shift is that you move from one limiting belief that says it's not possible for me to everything is possible in my life. And this shift, whatever the limiting belief is, whatever the negative pattern is, to know that this shift is possible, it's really amazing. And going back to what you were saying in the beginning, it's to a belief that you can choose to move forward, you can choose to go beyond, and there will be an option to support you and guide you in what your decision is. And I think that's a really powerful message you bring.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And there is phenomenon also in this therapy that eventually you don't have to do anything. You don't have to sit and journal. Of course, that will help and that will support, but you don't have to sit and journal 8 hours a day or read all the books possible or go to all different therapies, which I also know that trying different things, it's great because it helps us always, always. But with this, what for me was so powerful is that, okay, what I have to do is just open up. I understand that. I see this. Why am I acting in this way? It's because, for example, when I was a child, and I will give you an example. So, some time ago, I struggled with being seen by people, right? I thought that I don't have a problem, like go on live and do all this posts and talk. But subconsciously, I had, because I was posting, I was doing all the work, and there was not much. It was in the beginning, not much respond. And then I realized um, that it wasn't safe for me to be seen by many people, to be heard. And I did rapid transformational therapy on myself. And I went back to the scene when I was extremely little girl, I think maybe 3 or 4. And it was in the middle of the night. And I think I woke up and I started to cry and I wanted my parents, but probably they were sleeping, right? So they couldn't, maybe they didn't hear me. And as this little baby, I formed the beliefs. No one cares about me. No one see me. I'm not a priority for them. I'm not important. No one hear me. When I went through this, I was like, this is a joke again.
Because you see it from the adult point of view, but not the experience as the child.
Exactly. Exactly. So now, as adult Natalia, I can look at this scene and I can understand and I can tell myself, okay, now I see it's not me. I don't need my parents to take care of me so I feel safe to be seen by others. You know what I mean? And also, emotions always win over the logic. This is one of the rules of our mind. And when we are this little kids between 0 and 7, our mind doesn't know what is logic. We just respond to emotions. And this kind of situations can create a strong beliefs like that. I'm not important. It's not safe for me to be seen or heard. I'm not a priority. And what is your mind what's your mind is doing in this moment? It will just create and recreate all the scenarios to prove you that yes, it's true. Of course, Natalia, you are not a priority.
Because your belief is that you
Exactly.
identify as not being a
Exactly.
priority, so the world will
Exactly.
reflect that back to you. And
And
the reflection of the world is what allows us to go deeper and say, okay, if I'm creating this, what is the match? What is my internal match in my thought process to this, and go from there. And I also love what you said about eventually we don't need to do anything. It's
and I will tell you why also. I
yes,
want to finish the thought.
yes,
In hypnosis, after the session of rapid transformational therapy and hypnosis, I always prepare a bespoken, very personalized audio for you. So what you have to do is to listen to it next 21 days or more. They say it's 21 days because it was written by some scientists that it's the time that we can create a new habit. But I also read that it needs 60 days or something like that, right? So I think it also depends on you, on the person, but at least this 1 month, you must listen to it every single day. Why? Because your mind learns by repetition. And with that approach, we are reprogramming your mind. We are wiring, reprogramming, and recoding for that new version of you. So you don't have to do anything. You just sit. You just basically sit and you say, like, okay, I am open for that. I accept it. It's like, you even imagine that it's your skin, your mind, it's absorbing this as a cream. And that works.
And we need to do a second podcast on reprogramming.
Okay, good.
I just love this theme so much.
Yes, I love it too.
Yes. And so, Natalie, I want to ask you, we clearly understand what is the benefit in our lives of going back, because we are moved by desire. And if we don't attain our desire, it means that something is in the way, the belief of who we are, the belief of what we think is possible for us. And we can go there across a myriad of things, and rapid transformational therapy is one that what you are saying is that it goes bam to the origin, to that memory,
to the root,
reassigns it, and you can be free of the significance you gave it. And now, what do you think are the biggest difficulties for people to actually take their step, or to believe that there's a path? As you've mentioned, I really love your initial message, which is you always have a choice. But why is it difficult to make the second choice, which is of expansion, of moving beyond it?
First thing is that we are trying to control our own result, our life, everything. But that's just backwards. When the most you try to control, the less you will go through it.
It's true, it's so true, but we do it.
Yeah, we do it. And we do it. And again, this is the one of basic core beliefs I uncover that we need in our life. It's to feel safe and to feel supported. And who give us that? Our parents, right? So when you, for example, as the little child, didn't feel or you felt actually neglected or not taken care of by your parents the way you would like, right? And many of us also had this role model. But this is not the I'm not saying this to, for example, right now sit and start to blame your parents, because they've done what they knew the best for you. But now it's the moment that we need to make a decision. They make that decision internally that, okay, I am responsible for my life, for my own life. So that's from one side. We need to make that decision and commit with yourself. Okay, that will work. But what we are mostly do is that we are trying to control. And how it can look like, it's trying to be perfect. You do all, you overdo, you overgive, you overachieve, right? You just seek of this external validation. And then if you don't get what you want, you are just unhappy, frustrated, and more stuck. So what do we need here? Resilience. To be resilient, right? To feel, okay, let me look at this from different angle. Maybe I can just relax and receive. And here is also, it's not our fault that we are all are trying to control everything and everyone around us, because we live in the time that we are programmed for this. Our mind is actually programmed for working hard, for getting more things done. So that means like, okay, so you can be rewarded if you work hard enough, right? We are programmed to use masculine energy. But actually, what I think it's the answer, it's to be able to balance and of course have space masculine energy, but then to just lean back and use your feminine energy. And it's for both sides. It's for women and men. Because we both has this yin and yang, right? Feminine, masculine. Relax and do. I think, and I see that many people, they control, and if they don't get results, they feel so frustrated, and we don't see them, right? Because we are so disconnected from ourselves and from something bigger. And what I wanted to say, and then we close. So I think this is the one of the most common block I see working with people. You know, we are this, how they say, we are the bottleneck of our own success. And it's so true. Yeah.
So beautiful. To surrender, open up and receive. Instead of doing,
It's not an easy thing, although
pushing.
that is the thing. Yeah.
I loved how you said it and what you just said. It really allows you to be there for a moment in this receiving mode, not having to do many things to allow for a new opportunity and reality to sink in.
Yeah.
To give yourself permission.
Yes.
To receive that, to create something new. I love that. And I also want to ask you, Natalia, what is your message? What is your message for all the creators that are listening to us?
Well, my message is this, that we are each responsible for our own experiences. So let's stop being this victim mode and blame everything and everyone around us. And finally to step into our own power, because we are so powerful. Let's take this responsibility for our own results and experiences. And also keep in mind that everything starts with the thought, but your thoughts can be changed. You can change your thoughts. And when we change the thought, then we create a new belief. And when we have a new belief, we are able to create a new reality around us. And this is how it works. As simple as that. And
It's
profound.
so beautiful. Yes, yes, it is. And to really be accepting that the smallest thing, because I also think it's a message you brought, is that it's simple. It's possible, and not only it's possible, it's simple.
Yeah.
And how this, it's to back up your own thought, to back yourself up in a way, because it's to say, I'm willing to shift from a belief when I look at my current reality that it's not possible or it's not for me. I'm willing to shift it, and I'm willing to back it up, right? And the response will in some way come as you move forward. What happened with you as you chose your second option? What did you feel happen? What was set in motion by that? Because that's what you did. You made choice 2 and you backed it up. Yes. So what do you feel happened? What started happening and what shifted?
Well, first of all, what started to shift it was my own relationship with myself. Because when we choose ourselves, then we send a message. Okay, I'm not joking here anymore. I put myself first, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make it happen. I'm not waiting anymore for someone or something to improve the quality of my life. I am doing this. And again, the one thing I really couldn't understand quite time in my life, it was like, we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. So if we want to change external world, if I want to attract a loving, beautiful relationship or have amazing, thriving business, I need to improve myself within and work through.
I with that reality. I am a successful entrepreneur and back it up, or I create the best love story and back it up. I love it. I love Natalia. I love your message. I love the simplicity. Yes, and I love how we can dwell in your words, like our soul can just and the sinking in. I just loved it. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you to the Berlin Moors who introduced us to each other. Thank you for being here, and we will do definitely another one on reprogramming your mind.
Yes, definitely.
I just love that subject.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you so much, and thank you to
so
all
much.
the listeners.
It was a big pleasure for me.
Me too. Bye-bye.